What's up guys, it's Nico here. In this video, we're going to take a look and see who I believe are the top 10 small forwards in the NBA after the 2020 season. I know this will be a controversial topic, so all I ask from you guys are your comments down below.
As many as are needed!
I already made the top 10 point guards and shooting guards in an earlier video, so check it out after watching this one. Again, just a short disclaimer if this is your first time visiting my videos. For small forwards who were injured for a majority of the year like Kevin Durant, I'm sorry but I can't include them on this list. I'm going to take into account guys who played more than 50 games for the season. Hope you guys understand. If you're interested in knowing how I rank these players, it's based on of course their starter for their team impact, production on the court, and of course, just this year's stats. So no, I'm not taking into account their past playoff performances or their past seasons. Just this year. I'm also putting a bit more weight on their production since I've seen the comments and of course I want to fine tune and improve my list and just adjust if needed. Anyway, let's kick off this ranking. At number 10 is TJ Warren, who has quietly become one of the better scorers in the NBA today and quietly becoming better with his defense as well. I still don't know why the Phoenix Suns traded him for just cash, but since they are the Suns, nothing really shocks me anymore when they do something as stupid as that.
Seriously can't make this shit up.
There was actually a game this year against the Suns wherein Warren had a revenge game to remember. He put up 25 points, shot 11 of 18 from the field, and just killed Phoenix all game long. And with his development as a two-way player this year, Warren was able to lock down all-star guard Devin Booker and only allowed him to score 4 points on his head. While Warren looks like a solid part of the Pacers' plans moving forward, he will be an extremely useful trade asset if he keeps on leveling up his play. With a very affordable contract and an all-around skill set on both ends that outperforms the money he makes, he's the kind of player teams may come calling about. Number 9 is Tsunami Papi, also known as Kelly Oubre Jr. Before tearing his meniscus in his right knee, Oubre Jr. was averaging career highs with 18.8 points and 6.4 rebounds a game. Kelly was another revelation for the Suns this year, who people thought were gonna make the playoffs in the first 15 games of the season because of how competitive they were.
No! No!
Oubre Jr. took another step in his development this year and was sometimes the second option of the Suns, especially when DeAndre Ayton was out for 25 games. This is another two-way player who can run the pick and roll when he has the ball in his hands, create his own shot, and be able to find his own looks in transition. He is a perfect third option for the Suns team that is looking to make the playoffs again after 10 years of being out of the postseason. Putting it all together, the 23-year-old is a unique player with incredible athleticism, long arms, and confidence that could even help him become a future star in the NBA if he wants to. Coach Monty Williams was and still is giving him the green light to do whatever he wants since he has the trust of the coaching staff. Number 8, we have Bojan Bogi Bogdanovic. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of Bogdanovic are the game winners that he has killed teams with.
Having trouble. Bogdanovic, tough shot. He went in! The Utah Jazz have won it!
This season, Bogdanovic is one of the main reasons why the Utah Jazz have another winning season on their hands in the highly competitive Western Conference. In 63 games, Bogdanovic is averaging 20.2 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, shooting 44.7% from the field and 41.4% from the three-point line. I'm not gonna lie, but he has been on fire this whole season. A scorer-first, tall, small forward that can get hot from the three-point line in a hurry. Easily one of the most impactful free agent signings of the 2019 offseason, and it's paying off for Utah. By bringing him in, the elite shooting has created space on the floor that the Jazz haven't had in years. Suddenly, Donovan Mitchell can drive to the rim without always being blitzed by multiple defenders. Rudy Gobert has a bit more room on his rolls to the rim or battles for offensive rebounds. He would have definitely been the X factor for the Jazz if the NBA did push through with the playoffs this year. Number 7, we got Tobias Harris. Now this one, I'm kinda torn if I should put Bogdanovic over him, but here we are. Maybe it's because their numbers are a bit identical, but Harris is being paid $100 million more.
Fucking ridiculous.
He signed a 5-year, $180 million contract before this season at least. It looks like the Sixers really messed up giving him that deal. The Sixers signed him to be their closer. Even though he has all the tools you want in an offensive player, Harris has been falling short of the expectations that Philly wants from him. He seems to get tunnel vision all too often, lacks that burst of speed to get off his man, and just seems all around hesitant to shoot at times. Paying all that money for someone who can't ice the game when you desperately need a closer is very laughable. Choosing him over Jimmy Butler is laughable. But I guess a leadership and good locker room presence is worth mentioning, but it's not worth $180 million in my opinion. Anyway, at 27 years old, he's still at the peak of his career and I hope he turns it around quickly. Or else the 76ers will really find a way to ship him off.
Move this man!
At number 6, we got DeMar LeBronto DeRozan.
Wait, what are you doing? Why are you still peeing?
Okay, but seriously, if you take a look at his stats this year, DeRozan is having another great year at age 30 and has been playing his most efficient basketball, as you can see with his field goal shooting of 52.6%. Although the 3-point shot still isn't there, which sucks, since by now you would think he would develop that throughout the course of his career, but no, it's still mediocre to say the least. The Spurs are not going to the NBA playoffs as well, and this is the first time they're going fishing after 20 plus years of being in the postseason. One of the masters in the mid-range, DeMar has also become a capable playmaker over the years, and sooner or later he's going to get traded by the Spurs while he has still value. He is not in the same timeline with guys like Dejounte Murray and Derek White, so it's just a matter of time in my opinion. Any team that trades for him though gets a consistent 20 plus score and a 5 plus assist production per night. At number 5 is Chris Middleton. Originally arriving from the Detroit Pistons as something of an afterthought in the Brandon Jennings-Brandon Knight trade, Middleton has flourished in Milwaukee and now has become one of the leading guys on the franchise's best team for over 30 years. Middleton deserves a lot of praise for his exceptional development on an individual basis, which has seen him go from an unheralded second-round pick to one of the NBA's most complete and well-rounded players. This year has been no exception. He's been averaging 21.2 points, 6.2 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 49.9% from the field, 41.8% from 3, and 90.8% from the line. If you check out his stats just now, he's 0.1% away with his field goal shooting to be part of the 50-40-90 club. With Giannis as a centerpiece of the Bucks offense, Middleton has properly complemented the Greek Freak with his well-rounded scoring and marksmanship from the 3-point line. Not to mention his playmaking as well has been really valuable this year. He definitely earned that second All-Star nod this year, and if the playoffs did continue this year, the Bucks would need Middleton at his best if he's going to help Milwaukee earn their first championship. At number 4 is Brandon Slenderman Ingram. 24.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 46.6% from the field, 38.7% from 3, and 85.8% from the line. If you would take a look at his numbers, that is a guy that has really turned it all around this season.
Oh boy, yeah.
He took on the responsibility of keeping the Pelicans competitive while Zion was out, and he was awarded an All-Star selection this year. I'm actually glad he got traded since he's never going to have this kind of growth with the Lakers. Ingram is one of those late bloomer players since, if you guys remember, he was projected to be the next Kevin Durant back when he was a rookie. It took him a bit of time, but the guy is just 22 years old. He's going to be a free agent this summer, and you bet the Pelicans will give him the max. Zion Williamson can't do it all alone. He would need guys like Ingram to pick up the slack, especially when Zion's shot isn't falling. Even though the Pelicans aren't making the playoffs this year, Ingram still deserves the Most Improved Player of the Year award for his amazing play this season. At number 3, we got Jason Tatum. After teasing us with superstar potential in his rookie year as he went toe-to-toe with LeBron James, a slight hiccup in his second year mostly because of the Kyrie Irving drama, Jason Tatum has now finally turned things around and is in the midst of a breakout season. Coming into this year, I thought Kemba Walker would be the number 1 option, but instead, he's been the second option at most times since Tatum just took on the responsibility as being the main offensive weapon this year. Through 59 outings, the 22-year-old stuffed the stat sheet, with impressive averages of 23.6 points, 7.1 rebounds, 1.4 steals, and just shy of a block per game on 45% from the field and 40% from 3. Tatum put the work in during the offseason, and it proved to do wonders to his overall game. We can definitely see that in the increased statistical numbers in virtually every category. He's become a menace on defense as well, and is making life a living hell for those he's guarding. I'm excited for what this kid can do in the coming years. At number 2, we got Kawhi the Fun Guy Leonard, the man known to have the deadliest mid-range jumper in the NBA. Whenever the game is on the line, you guys just know that this man will take it in the low block and calmly sink in the shot regardless of who's guarding him. Cold as ice. Aside from his offensive bag, Leonard is also one of the most feared wings in the NBA, an all-defensive team regular. Kawhi makes it a point to shut down his opponents and make sure they really have a miserable game. Kawhi still had the best season of his career. Before the lockdown, he was averaging 26.9 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 5 assists in 32.2 minutes per game. He was also shooting 46% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc.
Slow down!
Looking good.
My man!
My man.
The Clippers are in the same boat as the Los Angeles Lakers. It will be a playoff series for the ages once we see the Clippers and Lakers compete again in the court. And lastly, at number 1, I got the King, LeBron James. At age 35, year 17, LeBron is putting up 25.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, a career best 10.6 assists, 1.2 steals, 0.5 blocks, and shooting 49.8% from the floor. He has managed to reinvent his game time and time again, and that's why a lot of people are calling him as one, or rather the greatest ever to play the game. But even though his stats and Kawhi's are a bit in the same range, LeBron alongside Anthony Davis has led the Lakers to the best record in the West with a 49-14 win-loss column. He's doing this with a roster that is significantly less talented than the Clippers, which is one of the deepest benches in the league. This guy is a runaway best player in the NBA, and at least for this season, no one can change my mind on that. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with this list. Let me know as well if I missed out a key detail on anyone. Don't forget to drop a like if you saw one of your favorite players here, and don't forget to consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell icon so that you would be the first one to know whenever I upload a new video. This is Pacific Hoops. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.